Hey you guys, this is Jess with Sourceful Journey back with another video. I wanted to do a quick follow-up with you guys in regards to the recent update in regards to, I guess you could say, the blowing up attempt, if you will, without saying the other word, when it came to the Trump International Hotel in Chicago. I'm just gonna give you guys a bit of a backstory in regards to that and my thoughts on it overall, present day. So yeah, without further ado, let's talk about it. Now, over a year ago, I put up a video. It was covertly talking about what plans were being worked up behind the scenes by a group of individuals to take down a particular building. And interestingly enough, because the dream was very vivid and was one of those type of dreams, especially if you are one that have those gifts, if you will. It's one of those things that once it's been revealed to you, you cannot just sit on it and not say anything about it. And for me personally, I felt compelled to speak on it, no matter how much I was trying to avoid it. But every time I look around, there was something being thrown at me that led me to realize, like, Jessica, you need to speak on this. Regardless of how far-fetched it might sound to others, not everyone. I mean, other people who are within this space know that those type of things do happen, those type of dreams and visions do come to fruition. But then there's some of those who don't have an idea, and you can't blame them because they don't have that knowing, because it wasn't meant for them to have that sense of knowing within this lifetime. So with regards to that particular building, I had a very in-depth dream in regards to what the plans were that were going to be laid out to take this building down in particular. Again, I tried speaking on it in a covert way. And part of the reason was because I was thinking, like, oh my gosh, how many eyes and ears is going to come across this information? And let alone at the time when this was actually being reported by myself, I was actually working for the hotel establishment itself as well. So imagine that type of pressure where you were wanting to get a message out for the main group or organization who's the head of that establishment, but all the while you're afraid of what others are going to think that you work shoulder to shoulder with too, especially when they find out, like, wow, this person actually has this type of gift. Again, I've had instances in past where I would be talking with some coworkers on the clock and I might say something or ask them something and they will perk up like, oh wow, how did you know that? And they were able to kind of piece it together on their own, like, oh, you got something extra that we don't, most of us don't have exposure to. So they were able to figure it out on their own, but then there's some who didn't have a clue about it, especially in regards to management. And so I never went around gloating and talking about it, no, but it was just sometimes if the person was meant to know it or to become aware of it, then it just would happen in conversation. So with all that being said, for me personally, because again, at the time being an employee working for that establishment, I was so shooken up about the idea of who was all gonna come across it. And I don't know, I felt like I didn't want to freak people out. You know, for those of us who do have that extra sense, if you will, we've grown to like not give a damn as time progresses onward, and we just accept it for what it is, especially because there's more of us that are speaking on it now. But for a lot of us before, it's just, you just didn't want to freak no one out. Like, wow, she could really pick up on that. What else can she pick up on? You know, and yeah, that type of deal. So to be more on a serious front here, when that vision came in, I had to document it. I had to. And I knew within self, something was about to go down. A lot of those individuals who knew me when I was there knew I always used to joke about this being like my second home, about that hotel being my second home. Meaning it was one of those places that I truly grown to love. I didn't feel like I was going into work when I was working there. It was that great of an environment to me. And yeah, so even with that being the case, fast forward, that was 2023 when this took place with that first recording. I got a bit emotional because, again, when you're thinking about the actual vision itself and all that you're seeing, as far as like, if that thing was to go off, if you will, it's going to be innocent lives meeting their demise for no reason whatsoever. That type of deal. Like, especially if you're one that's a bit on the empathic side, you don't want to envision or see things like that. At then sometimes you wonder, like, why is all this being revealed to me? There's a reason behind it. And lo and behold, I guess the reason at that time for me to speak on it was because the fact that I actually was put there to work in that place. And I guess I was the one that needed to speak on it. So I did just that. Now, moving forward into 2024, I'm in a completely different location. And I touched up on the reason why I chose to sever ties with the particular location not too long ago. It all correlates with that. Now, we're in 2024, but yet I'm having that dream, but on a different scale. It revisits me, but it's dealing with that same hotel. So I'm just like, okay, now I really need to talk about this again, but really try to drive it home in hopes that someone from that side is going to pick up on it. I don't know what else to do. I'm not gonna dance around a cow costume or anything. So I'm just like, what the heck to do? Like, why is God revealing this to me to continue to talk about this? And so the video you guys saw where I was wearing the navy blue blouse and I had my blazer on, that was the most recent video in regards to 2024, the most recent dream I had about that hotel. And little did I realize what was getting ready to come down the pike thereafter, like a month or so later. That's why I put that other video up for you guys in regards to that young lady who was wearing the blue pullover. But you know, she was like laid down on her side and she had her hand like this on her head. And she was pondering, why is it that this event took place over by that hotel and none of the news stations reported on it? And this happened like maybe, I think a week or so before the actual election took place. That's very telling within itself, isn't it? When I saw that clip, and I saw another clip too, it was another one where they actually had someone doing a live recording of the incident taking place outside the actual hotel, where it shows the box truck and it shows all the police vehicles surrounding it and the dogs and all that. In the actual live clip, if you actually do a search under TikTok, you'll find a young lady actually has an actual live footage recording of it. I couldn't help but think to myself, like, I know there's gotta be people out there who is seeing this information as it is being posted up. Why is no one addressing it? I know for me personally, seeing those two videos from those other individuals, those other recordings about that event that took place, and thankfully, we had enough of a strong force to stop this individual, who I think was pretty much the front person of the plan, because as I mentioned to you guys, in my dreams, I envisioned it being several people behind this plan. I think we know that that's the case, right? It's not just one person who chooses to wear a devil mask and have the words Jesus painted on one side of the truck and Trump on the other. It's not a one-man show. I think we know that, right? And I still stand by that. There were several people involved. It's just this person was the front face of the plan itself that got caught. Those two clips, it sent chills down my spine, but at the same time, it further confirmed to me why God felt so compelled to give me those vivid dreams when I did. And I'm so thankful. I'm thankful that I spoke on it sooner instead of choosing to bite my tongue and not speak on it at all. I started questioning myself. I'm like, and there's so much more that's been revealed. I'm not going to even talk about it on here. So much, you guys, if you only knew. But then being in this, what most would consider a seer, right? Or, you know, whatever title you guys want to name it. Those of us who get the visions and things that's revealed to us in various ways. And when it's repeatedly, it's for a reason. I think back to that very day when I was questioning, I'm like, God, you gonna have these people thinking I'm crazy. They gonna think I'm nuts. What are you getting ready to have me to do on this camera? But something told me, you gotta get this out. You got to, regardless of how nuts it's gonna probably have you looking at the moment to some people. But you need to get this out. And it's for a reason. I know for me personally, there's been so many other incidents before that I've never talked to you guys about, where it further confirmed my faith and trusting what's being revealed to me from source, from God, and why I refuse to continue to bite my tongue just to appease someone who don't get it, don't understand it. I refuse to be that one. When I first started realizing I'm truly expected to do in this lifetime, I was so quick to want to bite my tongue. I wasn't such a recluse, but I was just so reserved when it came to really voicing those things that took place, because I just felt like no one's going to understand it. But as time progressed onward, I started to realize, wait, there's a lot more people that understand it than what I expected. So I say all this to say, looking at those clips really made me grateful, forever grateful and thankful, because it further confirmed for me that Jessica, you're not going nuts. Jessica, this stuff was really about to go down. There was a reason why it was revealed to you. There was a reason why you needed to speak on it, and I'm so glad I did. Like I mentioned in that last clip where I was wearing the navy blue top, I was sitting at work at that time. I was like actually on my lunch break, to be exact. So I say all this to say, for anyone else who's embarking on this journey as well, sorry guys, give me 1 second. That's a little tear there on my glasses, sorry. Yeah. So, oh, and I had someone ask me, because you guys remember in the last video I did like an OOTD or something like that, or the POTD. If you guys recall, I did that in the last video. Someone asked me what glasses I wear. I don't know what type of frame type it is per se. I don't recall. It's been a while, but this is the brand. Let me see if I can block it. Yeah. So I'll kind of give you a quick look at the details. People ask about it, and I love them. They're so comfortable, and they're really easy on the eyes. Very simple, very sleek looking. Nothing crazy. But I love them. They are really good on the eyes when I need to jump on my computer here or whatnot. So anyhow, not to digress, just wanted to answer that question for those who have asked me, who sent me direct messages about that. But yes, now in regards to those dreams and visions going forward, I feel like within self, I am never going to question it. No matter how I might feel and think like, this sounds completely nuts. I think for me personally, I'm like, no, I'm all in. So regardless, you're gonna have some of those people. Actually, it's more less than not. And what I mean by that is because everyone nowadays are becoming so much spiritually aware of self. And people are having all these stories that they're putting out there, and they are understanding like, wow, I'm not the only one going through it. And it's a beautiful thing to witness. So if anything, you're gonna still have a few of those one-offs who are still stuck into social conditioning when it comes to the religious sect, which is completely fine. Do what works for you. But you're gonna have those who know how this thing works and who truly understands it's truly all about balance. And you can't be so closed-minded when it comes to truly understanding, you know, what one is going through in terms of their own story. As far as what's being revealed and things of that nature, you have to understand that it goes far beyond a minister is giving you a title saying, oh, I'm gonna ordain you as this. No, Because at the end of the day, that minister is human too. The word comes from God, source, the head of it all. Point blank, period. And that is all for this quick video, you guys. So again, thank you for all those that reached out. I just wanted to do an updated video in regards to this whole thing with that incident that took place. It's unfortunate that our news media here in the state of Illinois, more specifically Chicago, chooses not to report things like that could be so detrimental to a location such as downtown. It's very sad. It shouldn't take third party, I guess you could say news stations, if you will, or people who are just your everyday citizens who live within the downtown area. It shouldn't take us having to do reportings like this and be able to reveal it to the rest of the world. Just because certain stations or certain parts of a state, i.e. Chicago, seem to have a gripe about who's just been reelected back into office. Let's call it what it is. That's exactly what's going on here. We see it. But it's neither here or there. I think it's a good thing knowing that those who were there, such as our police force, and one thing I love about it is because they are always on point when it comes to service and making sure things are in order. Even from what I remember when I was there, I remember, and there were times I had to work overnight. The overnight shift, as I worked all of them actually, but I loved the overnight because it was just so calm. I do remember we had 24/7 surveillance and security. It was like Fort Knox in there, and I'm sure it's the same way now. And I think it's pretty amazing knowing that they were always present within that space. And we always have found ways within the hotel to show our appreciation to them for their service, for doing what they were doing as far as making sure we were secure in that space, especially because of the individuals who it belongs to as far as the last name. So with all that being said, I am so forever grateful and thankful that they were on top of it when it came to get into that box truck in time. So again, definitely see you guys off at Love and Light, and I'll see you in the next video. And again, thank you for all the feedback and the questions. I do appreciate that, you guys, and just all the support I've been receiving. So until next time, have a great one, you guys.